Hello, my name is Kira Eastal and I'm a consultant and coach based in the Southwest. And my Cultural Investment Fund project was called Now's Their Time. I applied to CIF in Plymouth back in the first lockdown in 2020. I had participated in a few of the Plymouth Culture online workshops focused on the new cultural strategy, and I was really struck at those workshops by the amount of energy that was coming from different leaders across the city, not necessarily people in formal positions of power, but people and individuals who are just working in their local communities to make things happen during the pandemic. And I was really struck that if nobody did anything, those individuals might not have the opportunity to have their leadership nurtured and developed. And so now's their time. The kernel of an idea was born from attending those workshops. So I applied to CIF and I was very lucky to be selected as one of the projects. So having CIF funding has really given me the time and space to develop this kernel of an idea, how to support emerging leaders, into something that's much more substantial. It's enabled me to engage with leaders across the city, some in formal positions of power within cultural organisations in the city, through to people who don't necessarily see themselves as leaders, who are, at least in my mind, people who are already making a big difference. So through working on Now's Their Time and talking to colleagues at Plymouth Culture and those at Plymouth National Portfolio organisations, I've become ever more convinced that what's needed in the city is not necessarily a formal leadership programme, but instead a framework for leadership development that's more flexible, that's more personalised, and that's more curated for those involved. Now that could mean coaching and mentoring. It could be being part of an action learning set where you grow a network of trusted peers, or it could even mean spending a day or a few days shadowing someone in another cultural organisation. But all of that within a framework in the city that says we value leadership in our city. We think it's important to nurture and support that leadership wherever it comes from, and we will work with you to support you and your leadership potential. Now, I think because of that time and space and input I've had from colleagues in Plymouth Culture and from the MPOs, particularly Lindsay Hall at Rio, who is my main MPO contact, Now's Their Time has the potential, I think, to build into something that could have real impact in the city at a time of recovery for Plymouth. As a consultant and as a coach, I'm usually focused on delivering a service or a piece of consultancy. And what's been great with CIF is the advice I've been given all along the way, which is to take my time, to just think about the learning, do the research, spend the time. It's been great to get that advice from Plymouth Culture, from Lindsay, and from the other CIF projects. It's been a real luxury to have that time and headspace to explore the potential. I've really enjoyed being part of the first round of CIF funding. I've loved the energy, the open-mindedness and the support on offer in the programme. I've loved meeting other colleagues involved in different projects on the programme too, and I'd certainly recommend it to others who have an idea they think could make a real difference to the cultural life of the city.